Hello, lovies, and welcome back to another monthly magic. Again, we haven't done a monthly magic in so long, and to be very honest, I not only missed sharing these things with you and getting excited about the month ahead, but it also helps me too. So ever since I took a break from YouTube, like a really long break, and I stopped doing monthly magic, I felt that I wasn't on top of my witchy planning like I was when I was doing monthly magic. So to me, it really works in my life and trying to plan for me. So I hope that you guys miss this because it does take a lot of time to research. And I want to come to you with like fresh ideas and journal prompts and kind of like a snapshot of what we're going to do for the month of December. But I'm still excited and I have this really nice recharging attitude. I have like this fresh intake. I have, such inspiration, new motivation to kind of get back into gear with my channel and be as present as I can, right? Because I do have fairs, I do my apothecary. Again, as I mentioned last episode, the website is doing really, really well. So that's all thanks to you guys. So I hope that you love this monthly magic. A little bit late, but I'm doing a huge marathon tomorrow over at Jace's Apothecary on Instagram. If you're not following me there, I'll leave the information there. But we're always doing fun things there. So definitely make sure you're following me. And I think we should get started. I'm going to try to make monthly magic as brief as possible because I know sometimes I get kind of so into what I'm doing and the lore of things, it ends up being a 30-minute, 40-minute video. And here I am with this long intro. So I'm going to try to keep it really brief. And if you are inspired or motivated stuff that we are talking about, you can become a member. And I'm going to be dropping more videos and more detailed monthly magic over in the channel's Grimoire. Without further ado, monthly magic for December 2023. It's a chance to start over new, 'cause I missed you, so I'm late. Okay, so before we get started, sorry, I have to hold the mic here by my mouth because I always forget that it's around and I haven't gotten my stand yet. And this thing is like heavy as hell. So just bear with me. It's going to be in frame so I can really sound good for you guys. But so before I begin, I still want to I'm going to be promoting the ritual journal because first of all, it's amazing. You must see the video of my unboxing and my review. I'll leave that in the description. So all the links for videos that I'll be talking about in this monthly magic all the stuff will be in the description box. So that video, and then I'll just be showing you things from the apothecary as part of some promotions, and you guys are free to kind of go there and purchase if you think that it vibes with you with what I'm talking about. So that's kind of like how I'm going to start doing things on the channel. So along with sponsorships, I'm going to be just putting some of my products into the video so you guys can see what I have. A little shameless plug, So the first thing I have is the ritual journal. So this is really a planner, the Ritual Planner. And like I said, it's amazing. So starting in January, I'm going to be using this a lot. So if you use my special link, that will be in the description again. And then you at checkout put the code Fawn, it'll give you 15% off of your first purchase, which is really, really nice. And I'm going to be using this a lot with monthly magic. So this, you're going to see a bunch. We're going to be doing tarot studies in here. We're going to be doing our monthly magic in here. We're going to be talking about our lunations in here. Very, very fun. So if you're wanting to get this and follow along with me in my channel, this is going to be huge for 2024. So 15% off. Check out the link below and use the code Fawn to get your 15%. So let's get started. Okay, so I have my notes here. I'm going to be reading off my notes, a lot of information. I like to read off my notes. It keeps me kind of veering off so the video doesn't get too long. So we are today, what is it? It is the 7th, I believe. The 7th, and I'm going to try to put this up so because I know it's late. So I already have here, I took out the dates that already had passed, but on the 1st, Mercury enters Capricorn. So why I like to put this is because you'll start to see the relation between my keyword for the month, and the keyword for December is recharge. So with Capricorn entering in Mercury, you will feel a change from fluttery ideas into becoming more accountable, right? So it's a great time to get in gear with your relief plans, your financial goals, open up a savings account, like recharge financially, right? And to get a highly reviewed financial advisor, it's time to recharge and take ownership of your finances. And I think the first, if you haven't felt a pull to look at financing or get budgets along with planners and things like that for next year, start doing that, because I think everyone owes it to themselves, especially in an economy the way that it is. Like, everyone I see is like sort of hurting again. To just get your finances in gear. It's like shadow work. It's so scary, but once you get into the hang of it and really be honest with yourself when you're doing your goals and you're doing your budgets, it's the best thing that you can really do for yourself. So take that time now that Mercury is entering Capricorn to get that energy pull and to get that motivation and inspiration to really seek out professionals to help you, or books or things like that to help you with your finances. That really just automatically sets the tone for December as far as taking back ownership of your life. And then the 9th, we have spell casting with Scorpio energy. So the 9th is all about that Scorpio energy. So we just had Venus entering Scorpio from the 4th. So this is such a good time to exercise love spells. So including ones for attraction, self-love. So Scorpio is a very like sexual sign. And obviously Venus is going to be more than happy to kind of take that and cradle that sexual desire. So try sex magic this day. Try things that promote self-love. Try things that really, really make you feel good. And again, about that recharge. So you have that fiery passion from sexual passion from the Scorpio. So especially on the 9th, really take full advantage of having that Scorpio Venus relationship. You won't regret it. So on the 10th, we're going to be doing our Spellcraft Sunday. So I haven't done one of these in so long. You guys, I miss crafting with you guys so much. For the 10th, mark your calendars. We're going to be building a bell besom, right? So one of like the cinnamon besoms, we're going to put bells on it. And then we're going to talk about the lore and the history of bells and why they are so essential in Yule and magic, right? So Spellcast Sunday for this 10th is all going to be about creating this beautiful Yule style besom using bells. On the 12th, the new moon enters Sagittarius. So interesting, because the new moon, right, we know is all about getting like the energy to kind of start something new. And it's a 12th, right? So hopefully like your holiday planning and gift giving and feeling good is kind of full steam ahead. Around the 12th is just like that really beautiful like gold experience of the holidays, right? It's like starting to like really set in. During the beginning, it's a little bit crunch time because you're trying to figure out finances, who's going to get this, who's going to get that. If I order something, it's going to come on time. But the 12th, it's like, I hope that everything should be slowing down and you can really truly experience that golden experience of the Yule holiday, right? So the new moon in Sagittarius inspires expansion of travel and strokes our thirst for learning. This lunation imposes a newfound sense of optimism and, again, abundance. So I'm seeing that abundance, especially from the first, that, finances are starting to come. Even though we're spending, money and things like that on gifts and stuff like that, we could be strapped, but think outside the box. What else brings abundance to you? Is that family time? Is that, making people happy? taking time to make yourself happy, abundance in that kind of aspect. Because the new moons are a time for fresh starts, and the fire signs brazen attitude to inspire us to take risks and go for what we want, right? So you have that really nice fiery passion again from the Sagittarius. So I would definitely use that to really kickstart all your aspirations that you want to set for this season. So as far as a journal prompt, because I know with the Ritual Planner, they give you full and new moon journal prompts. So I will be really harping on journaling, for 2024 and putting your thoughts into the written word and see how strong that is, right? So for our journal prompt, what are you hoping to accomplish this season? Right? So write that down during your new moon. Perfect. What are your aspirations for this season? What can you do to recharge and remove yourself from burnout? What can you do to make sure that burnout doesn't happen? Because this time, Yule into Imbolc is really supposed to be a time where you're starting to slow down and really, it's all about the hearth, the home and the hearth and family and spending time and really concentrating on what truly matters, right? So to me, it's really important to journal and really release some of that anxiety and that pressure from the consumering holiday season, right? Because the true season for Yule is, the true meaning is to really embrace that the sun is coming, right? And we are welcoming the return of the sun. So really, truly, all these things that you do and you get and all these unnecessary pressures, all lead to burnout. So what can you do? Like maybe do more lists or get your shopping done earlier on time, like I mentioned, so that around, the 12th and the new moon and things like that, you can start enjoying the actual real reason for the season, which is the goddess just releasing this beautiful baby sun energy, which is amazing. On the 13th, Witchy Wednesday. So we're also going to craft again for Witchy Wednesday. So I know everyone does pomanders, but I have an idea of how to take it up a notch. So we're going to be carving oranges, and we're going to not only be making pomanders, but like maybe 3 things that you can do with oranges in general, because oranges really is the love fruit and it's that fiery energy, and we really want to concentrate, and oranges are a symbol because of the sun. So I have really, really cute ideas for creating DIYs with oranges, and that's going to be on the 13th for Witchy Wednesday. Really, really fun. I can't wait for that. And then the 16th is Fairy Queen Eve. So if you really want to know what that's about, definitely look at the channel's grimoire. I can write more about that. The 17th, Saturnalia begins. I'm not going to go into that either. It just will be too long. And then the 19th, the first quarter moon begins. So the first quarter moon it's really an awesome time to start to bring your thoughts into action, right? So now that the new moon has passed on the 12th, you've had quite a few days to really reflect on that. Now, what can you do to take your aspirations and take it to the next level? So your journal prompts for the first quarter: what can you do to make your goals for this season into reality? Like we just said, how can you support or strengthen your will? Interesting. How can you support or strengthen your will? Pretty good. Then, of course, we have the 21st, which is Yule, winter solstice, and the sun enters Capricorn. So Yule is not the beginning of winter. We're in the middle of winter, right? So winter is just really kind of at its peak as far as like the farmer's time during this time. But for us, we feel that it's the beginning, right? Like it's starting to snow in some areas, starting to get really cold, but in the pagan calendar, we are really in the midwinter. 1223, the 23rd, Mercury enters Sagittarius. So with Sagittarius, it's a good time to learn the things that are foreign to us. So it's, again, we're learning more. What can we do? What are new passions? What are new things that we want to do for 2024? So that is the Sagittarius, right? Like that pull. But being in Mercury retrograde is even better, because I've mentioned before that I actually really enjoy Mercury retrograde because I'm so on social media all the time, and I'm so like posting and this and needing to get reels out and trying to beat the algorithm, and I beat myself up over it all the time. That Mercury, the planet of communication, because it's in retrograde, it forces me to not go on social media as much, not post my thoughts as much. So with Mercury retrograde entering in Sagittarius, and that Sag energy wanting to learn new things and wanting to, you know, get more inspiration, more motivation for the new year to come, it's a perfect time to recharge, right? And to use that Mercury retrograde to your advantage. The 24th is Candle Magic in Gemini. So if you were wanting to do any type of candle magic, that would be a really good time because the sign is in Gemini. Next, we have the 26th, which is the Wolf Moon in Cancer. So begin truly connecting to Mother Earth. And I love this, right? Because this is right after Yule. So the hype of Christmas and things like that it goes down drastically. And some people kind of get that like post holiday blues, but try not to let it get that way. Instead, try to think that the wolf moon, this is the full moon, it enters Cancer. And what a beautiful, beautiful full moon to end December with. So begin truly connecting to Mother Earth. That's all about the Cancer and the full moon and the wolf moon or cold moon, however you want to classify that full moon. Truly feel the vibe of winter, and how has your location changed? How has it thrived? Which is interesting because we all know it changes, but how has it thrived through all of the changes? That's really, really interesting to journal on. How does your home represent you as we quiet down and nest? How are you showing up as the mother archetype? How are you showing up as the mother archetype during Yule season? Nurturing people and passions, organizing, being present, being supportive, release trauma so that they are no longer projecting onto you, your children, or others. So things like that, just like, really start to feel like the nurturing side of Yule. Now that we welcome the sun, and now that little by little by little, we are now entering the lighter half of the year, which is absolutely beautiful. How can we honor Mother Earth? And that's the true message of the wolf moon in Cancer. And then the 30th would be a really good time to do some release work. Like, have you tried cord cutting? Do you know what cord cutting is? So, things like that. Doing house cleansing your spiritual space. If your altar is nasty as heck, because mine gets that way, all the shelves right now. The shelves right now are a little cluttered, but my altar space, I change it up a lot with the seasons and the Sabbath, so it tends to stay nice and clean, but the shelves underneath my altar are a hot mess. I need to go in there, just donate what I don't use or sell what I don't use, do really recharge. So that's what the 30th is good. 30th is good if you have stuff that you're just not using, do like a winter cleaning, like more than spring cleaning. Winter cleaning I really love because it's more than just spring cleaning your house. It's really internally and the spaces that truly matter to you, like your altar space. So that's good for the 30th. And those are the dates. So super quick, super easy. I'm going to go into the goddess for December. And then we'll finish up with crystals, spell work, activities, things like that, all the fun stuff to do in December. So let's go into the goddess for December, which is Demeter, and her story with Persephone. Okay, so I absolutely love the story of Demeter. And it really kind of, now that I'm a mom, it kind of hits home a little bit more. And I can kind of feel the pain and the wrath of things that happen with your children, right? Like, it's something, and comment below, it's something that, like, once you become a mother, it's like, there's something that just naturally clicks, that it's such an aggressive, like, feeling of protection and wanting to go above and beyond, wanting to be the perfect being for, your children, that, like, I can completely understand now Demeter's pain, and the way that this story goes, the way that the lore goes. This explains how we get winter, right? And the mother archetype and all these things. So everything that I've been kind of talking about has led me to kind of showcase Demeter and Persephone for this month. So Demeter is the universal mother, right? And what a beautiful goddess. So she was known to be beautiful and full of bounty, with like grain and things like that in her hair, and a golden sword, adding to, again, that empress archetype, which is perfect for this time. Like, if there's any tarot major to really concentrate on this month, it will be the empress, because we're all about the mother, we're all about the sun baby, and it's just beautiful. So all about that empress archetype, with a source of wealth and harvest about her. It was important for Demeter to share the agricultural knowledge of the people, which is very beautiful. She was teaching them how to farm and grow on sacred land, and teaching them, like, all that she knew, because she really was a harvest mother, right? Like, all about the earth, like, very, very in tune with Mother Earth and all that it has to, provide to people. Demeter grew to be very, very respected regarding her philanthropy. So not only is Demeter one of the 6 Olympians, but the daughter of King Kronos and Rhea. And fun fact, I'll leave some pictures here. My first Sheba is a female, and her name is Rhea. And then the second one, Black Sheba, he's a male, and his name is Hades. So history goes that King Kronos was cursed with the fear that one of his children would grow to be more powerful than himself. To remedy the prophecy, King Kronos pretty much ate all of his children. And they lived inside of his belly. It was only until young Zeus, who was able to sneak back into Olympus, gave his father, King Kronos, a potion that would release all his children. So he would basically throw up all his children, and they survived. The story of Persephone is where Demeter really takes a turn for me, and I can truly see how much she loves her daughter. So as Persephone was out in the field admiring flowers, she wandered from the group. So as she was plucking the wild flowers, the earth suddenly started shaking, and an earthquake happened. And that's when Hades was able to get his, like, grubby ass hands on Persephone and abducted her. That's basically what he did. So Hades, the king of the underworld, used the break from the earth and abducted Persephone. Demeter was in hysterics, as there were many beings that were responsible to keep watch. So I know that there was nymphs, there was other things that were, they were always watching Persephone. So the fact that this was able to happen with Demeter was just like, I'm not having it. So she searched everywhere for Demeter, stopping to rest where other stories happen, right? So she stopped to rest, with this person, and they had like a lore and a whole story. She stopped here, so it's kind of like every stop that she made, it created a different type of story, which is very, very beautiful. So again, if you like what you hear and Demeter is fascinating to you, I highly suggest researching more, because right now I'm really just skimming the surface. I'm just highlighting this goddess. So if you don't know much about her, Persephone, it kind of gives you a little bit of motivation to start connecting, and you might just have an amazing relationship. So the worst is when she met up with her brother, Poseidon, who would rape her and impregnate her with their son, Arion. So Arion is the god of the horses. The reason why is Demeter transformed herself into a horse, and then Poseidon would transform himself into a stallion, and he was still able to kind of attack her. So that's why Arion is the god of horses. So that's kind of a fun fact there. So later in the search, Demeter teamed up with Hecate, right? And this is a story of them two trying to still find Persephone. It was later revealed during their trip to find more details that Persephone's father, Zeus, as well as Demeter's brother, just so gross. Like these like historical lores, like it's just brothers and sisters and cousins, just like it's just all interweaved, and a lot of them have the same names, and it's just like it's so difficult to kind of like mythology is very, very deep. So it was shown to her, to Demeter, that Zeus gave Hades the permission to marry Persephone as long as they kept it kind of hush hush, which is wild. So Demeter now is just like, Zeus, you allowed her to get married to Hades. Poseidon just raped me. Now I have, our son and things like that. So now she's now she's angry, right? Like now she's just a pissed off woman who's basically been betrayed by her whole family and friends. So, with that, and she froze the land. So once was a beautiful place of flourishing nature, was a land of hard, cold, like inhabitable spaces. Thus, now winter has arrived. So up until this point, it was spring, it was summer, it was beautiful. There was like fairies and nymphs, and now it's just cold and dreary, and how we can find winter sometimes. Zeus was determined to find Demeter, but it was difficult as she went into hiding. After searching, it was Hermes that bargained with Hades to release Persephone, because he was like, Demeter is causing havoc. She is like really unleashing her fury. She went AWOL up top. So Hermes was like, you need to do something about this, because people are dying, like our lands are dying, like everything is dying. Like you need to help us come up with a solution that she can have Persephone back. So, so then Hades kind of agreed, and then he said, okay. Hades, the trickster that he is, agreed to let Persephone see her mother, but offered her a pomegranate for her travels. Thinking nothing of it, Persephone ate the pomegranate during her ascent. So as she met up with her mother, all of the land started growing again. It was green. It was beautiful. Everyone was happy. It was like as it was. So for Persephone to fully stay with Demeter, she was not to have any food of any kind. After revealing she ate pomegranate seeds, that solidified Persephone, being tied to Hades and having to return to him. But they did make like an agreement. So the agreement was made henceforth are seasons. So for the lighter half of the year, Persephone would be with Demeter, and they would share their love and their embrace, and everything would be nurturing. So that's where you get that lovely vibe from like Beltane and Lethe. And then when the darker half of the year came, Persephone would descend and rule with Hades once again. So in a way, winter can be a sign of mother sorrow, right? Like when you see the leaves falling and it's really cold and the trees seem dead, that just reminds us that, every time there's a season change, Demeter becomes sad again. So when it gets cold, it's always nice to think about Demeter, and that's why I have her for the goddess of December, because now that snow is coming, and even though it still shows signs of beauty, there's still some sorrow in there as the mother archetype, and it makes it that much more beautiful when Immolch comes and the ground is awakened again. So again, yeah, I hope that really helps you, and hope that helps you have a connection with the deity. All right, so then wrapping up monthly magic, we have our crystals. So citrine is the crystal for the month. I'll leave this here. So JC's Apothecary, I have a couple citrine pieces that you can check out. I'll leave the link below. I have a beautiful citrine tower pendant that you can wear along with other things. So citrine is associated with the harvest, productivity, self-expression, and personal growth. So not only does it give you the recharge aspect, but it also is very, very commonly known to be Demeter's stone as well. And then spell work, you could do a yearly spread. We're going to do that in our ritual journal. And I'll have a video about that with the planner. And then light a Yule log, which we always do too. So if you haven't seen the old video, I think it's from 2020 of, I show you how I do Yule logs, and I've been doing them every year with my family. So I'll link that video below and you can see how to create a Yule log for yourself. Very, very fun. Activities. So create a bell besom, which is what we'll be doing. Create garlands with oranges, which is again what we'll be doing. Wassail, so make wassail. I'll leave that video below. Very, very fun. That's kind of like a yummy, like apple cider, like harvesty. It's just delicious. It's just delicious. You can put meat in it. It's very, very delicious. Create a poppet for the home, which is fun. Do a pot simmer. Very, very easy. And make an ice lantern in honor of Demeter, which again, I'll put that video down below. Then herbs and plants for this month. So you can work with rue, a common herb used in magic during the Middle Ages, would be hung on doors and windows to keep the home safe. It is a herb that is strong with Demeter, because again, that's one of the things that they would do in her name to ward off evil spirits from anything for protection and abundance for the darker half of the year. You can work with mistletoe, really fun. And for Demeter or offering smoke, you can burn some poppy, mint, grain, elderflower. I do have one of my cleansing wands. So this is in the apothecary shop. So this is a peppermint and desert sage cleansing wand. But you can easily dry peppermint and burn. And that will be a nice offering, as well as cleansing your home, as we spoke about for Demeter. And then the colors will end here is red and white. And for Demeter, you can use green, brown, and gold, which are all pretty much colors of the season, which are really, really nice. And that's it. And I will see you really soon with our Spellcraft Sunday. Enjoy the holidays, everyone. Bye.